So do you find remembering dates to be very difficult in your MCQ kind of an exam? And what if I tell you that it is actually easier than how it seems? So today we are going to discuss the questions that are related to your chronological ordering and will help you score efficiently or effectively in your exam. Hello everyone, welcome to Score Settled. Now, let's start off with some important questions and please do note down the dates for it. Okay, so let's start. In the first question, we have to arrange the following institutions or acts in correct chronological order starting for the oldest to the latest. Now, WTO we know was introduced on January 1, 1995. Okay. GATT was introduced on January 1, 1948, which was later replaced by WTO. Then New Economic Policy of India was introduced. The 1991 reforms were introduced in July 24, 1991. GST, being the latest amongst all, was introduced on July 1st, 2017, and NABARD was introduced in 1982, that is exact date being July 12th, 1982. Okay, so from the oldest to the latest we have GATT, B, then we have our NABARD, E, then we have our New Economic Policy, that is C, then WTO, and last being D. Okay, so BECAD, that is option 2 being the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Arrange the following in correct chronological order starting from the earliest to the latest. Now first is your course theorem, and we've discussed this in multiple videos that were introduced in the months of April, May and June. So course theorem was introduced in 1960. Hottling principle was introduced in 1931. Nash equilibrium was introduced in 1950. Kyoto Protocol was introduced in 1997, and establishment of IUCN was in 1948. So going from the earliest to the latest, we can say that B, E, then C, A and D. Okay, so this is the correct order. Now let's discuss Hottling's principles while we are here. Okay, now what is Hottling principle basically? So when you're extracting, when a company is extracting a non-renewable source, it is doing that for certain kind of a profit or certain kind of an investment, isn't it? Now, if you want the company to not extract that non-renewable resource, that will be done only when the delaying cost or the benefits that are arising from delaying that extraction are greater than the financial investment or the interest rate that is earned when you are extracting that resource. Okay, in other words, that if you are delaying that extraction process, the appreciation that you get, the benefit from that delay you get should be more than the present value of it, right? So the present financial investment or the present financial gains that you will be gaining from extraction. So if the benefits of delaying are more, then the company would automatically delay that extraction process and will delay the exploitation of that non-renewable resource. So that is what your Hottling principle basically states. Moving on to the next question. Action. Arrange the following theories in correct chronological order starting from the earliest to the latest. Now first is your absorption approach. Please write it down. This was given in 1952 and it is important for you to know that who gave which theory. So absorption approach was given by Sidney S. Alexander. Okay. Then factor price equalization theory was given in 1948 by Samuelson. Okay. Reciprocal dumping model was given in 1983. This was given by Grander and Krugman. Okay. Leontief paradox, as the name suggests, was given by Leontief in 1953, and immeasurizing growth theory was given in 1958 by Jagdish Bhagwati. Okay. So arranging them from earliest to latest, we have B, A, D, E and C, right? Okay, moving on to the next question. Arrange the following acts in correct chronological order starting from earliest to latest. Now please note it down that first Chit Fund Act was introduced in 1983, right? Exim Bank was introduced in 1981, and the Exim Bank was established. The first Exim Bank was established in 1982. So the act was introduced in 1981 and the bank was established in 1982. Then Prevention of Money Laundering Act was given in 2002 and it came into effect in 2005. Officially came into effect in 2005, right? National Housing Bank Act was introduced in 1987 and the National Housing Bank was established in 1988. But the case of RRBs is a little different. So Regional Rural Banks Act came into effect in 1976, but the first RRB that was initially established was under an ordinance in 1975, the exact date being September 26, 1975. So the bank came into existence before the act was formed, simply because of an ordinance that was passed, right? So this is something different from other kind of an establishments. Now moving on to the last question. Now this is going to be a bit of a task for you. Please write down. Arrange the names of following economists chronologically in order of their Nobel Prize awards. Now Arthur Lewis was awarded the prize in 1979. And what was the work? It was due to the research in economic development with a special focus on problems of developing countries. That was the Lewis theory of development, right? On that basis, he was awarded the Nobel Prize. Gunnar Myrdal was awarded in 1974, and the work for which he was awarded was in the theory of money and economic fluctuations, right? And their analysis of the interdependence of economic, social and institutional phenomena. Okay. Friedman was awarded in 1976, right? And the work for which was under consumption analysis, his monetary history, not his monetary history, but monetary history and consumption analysis and demonstration of complexity of stabilization policy, right? Then A.V. Banerjee, he being one of the recent ones in 2019, and he was awarded with Esther Duflo and Michael Kremer, right, for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. Okay, so he was awarded for his work in poverty. And Lawrence Klein was awarded in 1980 for creation of econometric models and application to the analysis of economic fluctuations and economic policies. Right? So please remember the basic idea on which they were awarded. This kind of an information can be helpful for you in terms of match the following, in terms of chronological order, and in other MCQs as well. So please note it down. This is very important. So we come to the end of the video. I hope you found something useful out of it, and we'll come up with another set of questions in the next one. Till then, take care. All the best. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.